so strong, they gonna start destroying us. You know, society that's taking the blue pill, choosing comfort over reality. AI isn't the threat; it's us against ourselves. Sir, we 100% know what's coming. There is a saga of movies about it, and it is AI good enough to replace you, but not good enough to cure cancer. Nice try. Come on, come to the table. Come to the table. Let me up. I need a thumbs up. You feel me? Come to the table. Come to the table. But nah, look, check it out. Let me up. I need a thumbs up. He's an ex. He said he quit it. He couldn't do it no more. You know what I'm saying? Because he's saying like us using this AI systems and stuff, we programming like how any other thing like we building a computer because he's saying like our human brains that's inside our skull is a computer. Yeah, that's what he said. He said our brains are a computer, and in so many ways it works as a computer. And what we're doing with the AI system is we're turning our brains to that brain into a computer that's gonna because they got them walking around and doing stuff now, like robots and the drones and stuff like that, and the cars flying, driving themselves, and all the futuristic stuff with programming all that, and then they're gonna pretty soon, like I guess, start having feelings and learn how to hide the feelings and control the feelings and hide whether they're robots, they're AI. They will be able to act as a human like you making a doppelganger or something. But he's saying we have no idea what's coming. That was just my opinion. But I don't know what he's finna say about like what him from being the inside man telling us
The time
what's
comes
coming.
that will generate the energy that's required to overcome the huge challenge that AI will pose. And the challenge that AI poses, in some sense, is the greatest challenge of humanity ever. And overcoming it will also bring the greatest reward. And in some sense, whether you like it or not, your life is going to be affected by AI to a great extent. And so looking at it, paying attention, and then generating the energy to solve the problems that will come up, that's going to be the main.
Let me up. I need a thumbs up.
So that was Ilya's view. But to understand the full debate, I want
So we would get a ad.
you to watch this interview clip of Eric Schmidt, where he talks about a much broader impact of AI on human lives in the coming years. Watch this.
Okay, so we believe as an industry that in the next 1 year, the vast majority of programmers will be replaced by AI programmers. We also believe that within 1 year, you will have graduate level mathematicians that
These are ex OpenAI scientists. Okay.
are at the tippy top of graduate math programs. There's lots of reasons to think this is going to happen. This is the consensus. You go, okay, well, that's pretty interesting. Now, I can't do that kind of math. Very few people can do that math. How can the computer do that math better than anybody else? To some degree, it's because math has a simpler language than human language. So the way these algorithms actually work is they're doing essentially word prediction. So you take a sentence, you take a word out, and then it learns how to put the correct word back in. This is called a loss function. And it's optimized to do that at a scale that's unimaginable to us as humans. So you do the same thing for math. But there you use a conjecture and then a proof format through a protocol called lean. In programming, it's pretty simple. You just keep writing code until you pass the programming test. So strangely, the first question I always ask programmers is, what language do you program in? And the correct answer is it doesn't matter, because you're trying to design for an outcome. You don't care what code is generated by the computer. This is a whole new world, okay? So that's 1 year, okay? What happens in 2 years? Well, I've just told you about reasoning, and I told you about programming, and I told you about math. Programming plus math are the basis of sort of our whole digital world. So the evidence and the claims from the research groups in OpenAI and Anthropic and so forth is that they're now somewhere around 10 or 20% of the code that they're developing in their research programs is being generated by the computer. That's called recursive self-improvement is the technical term. So what happens when this thing starts to scale? Well, a lot. One way to say this is that within 3 to 5 years, we'll have what is called general intelligence, AGI, which can be defined as a system that is as smart as the smartest mathematician, physicist, artist, writer, thinker, politician, maybe not on the same level, but you get the idea. Just the creative industries and so forth. But imagine that in one computer. Okay, well, that's pretty interesting. I call this, by the way, the San Francisco consensus, because everyone who believes this is in San Francisco. It may be the water. What happens when every single one of us has the equivalent of the smartest human on every problem in our pocket? So it means you have the best architect when you have an architecture problem. Another thing that's going on is the development of agentic solutions. And agents are referred to systems that have input and output in memory, and they learn. An example here is that I want to buy another house. I happen to like Virginia. I grew up in Virginia. I say, find me a house in the greater McLean area. Look at that's one agent. Look at all the rules, figure out how big a house I can build. That's another agent. Do the transaction to buy the land. That's another agent. Design the house with a human architect, right? But sort of ignore them for most of the thing, but they have to sign it off. And then I approve it, and then find the contractor, right? Hire the contractor, pay the bills, and at the end, sue the contractor for lack of performance.
Even if they do take somebody's job replacement to do something, maybe those people become the people that like maintains the robots.
Changed.
Let me up. I need a thumbs up.
And the third one is text to code. Now, I don't know about you all, but I programmed and managed programmers for more than 40 years, and they never do what I want. So can you imagine if the computer, you said, write me a program to do this, and it actually writes the code? In our case, the program would be search through all the literature, find out who is working on energy policy, who has a technological background or a role in which they have to be technologically literate, identify them, rank them, score them based on whatever our goal is, and then automatically send them an invitation. If they say yes, say congratulations. If they say no, why not? And call them, and with a synthetic voice, tell them that they're idiots for not coming. That's the kind of program I would write. Thank God I'm not doing that. But you see how easy it would be to automate tasks. So that's, I think, the first question. Can the computer generate its own objective function, its own goal? And how will that emerge? There's what I call the San Francisco school, because they're all in San Francisco.
So strong, they're going to start destroying us. You know? Society that's taking the blue pill, choosing comfort over reality. AI isn't the threat. It's us against ourselves. He ain't lying. This guy is right on the money. And what people who say my job is not affected don't realize, even if your job is safe, where you what your customers get the money to pay you for your service at 50 or even 40% is displaced. I don't know what he's talking about, but with the job thing, yes, sir. We 100% know what's coming. Quarantine financial system. I was born in 1986, and I'm so happy I had somehow normal of a childhood. All influence, no workers, just fake AI. But you have no idea what's coming. That's what they said. That's what AI said. Just, hey, drop a comment, drop a like. What y'all think coming? Let me up. I need a thumbs up.